The Roth IRA is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And yes, I'm even talking to you, Little Caesars.
Little Caesars delivery. Best thing since sliced bread. I know.
Seriously though, I love the Roth IRA. I talk about it all the time. I mean, like all the time. Maybe not all the time, but a lot of the time. But when I get comments like this one from Johnny G that says, I have a Roth IRA with the credit union, but it seems like they are not investing my money in anything since I haven't earned any interest in the last 2 years. How do I get them to invest? Hey Johnny G, first, thanks for watching the videos. 2, for commenting. I'm assuming you are a subscriber. Awesome if you're watching this and you're not a subscriber yet. Now is that opportunity. Go ahead and do that. But comments like Johnny G are not isolated. I get a lot of them concerning the Roth IRA, which makes me assume that many of you still don't understand how awesome the Roth IRA is. So if that is the case, well, this is what we are talking about today. I'm going to give you an introduction on the 5 absolute things that you need to know before you start investing in a Roth IRA. But before we get started, something seems off. Oh, I know what it is. Alexa, it's time to get wealthy. There we go. So, all right, welcome to Wealth Hacker Labs. My name is Jeff Rose, and yes, we are talking about the Roth IRA and what not a better way to hack your wealth than getting tax-free money. If you want more information on the Roth IRA that I don't provide in this video, you can also check out another video where I talk about the Roth IRA Millionaire. I also have a lot of content on my blog, Good Financial Sense, about anything and everything that you need to know about the Roth IRA. All right, the first thing that you need to know is how much can you put in. So for 2020, the most that you can contribute to a Roth IRA is $6,000, unless you're over the age of 50, and that means you can put in an extra $1,000 for $7,000 total. Now, many of you already know that, and that's great, but the one thing that people tend to get confused on is how much can you put in the Roth IRA if you have multiple Roth IRAs? So let's say, for example, you want to open up a Roth IRA at Robinhood. Oh, wait. My bad. Robinhood doesn't offer Roth IRAs. Why? Why do you not offer Roth IRAs yet? Okay, we won't use Robinhood as an example, but let's look at M1 Finance. Let's say that you want to put $3,000 in M1 Finance. Could you then go and open up a Roth IRA at Betterment and put an extra $6,000? No. Nothing for you. But there is a way you can put more in if you meet a certain criteria, which we'll get to in point number 2. But anyway, I hope that makes sense to where it's $6,000 total. So that is not at each custodian or each investment firm, investment broker, investment app. It is $6,000 total. Have I beat this into your head enough? $6,000 total. All right, number 2, do it for the wife and kids. Okay, so I mentioned earlier, you could put more than $6,000 in if you meet a certain criteria. Well, that criteria is if you have a spouse. Even if your spouse isn't working, so long as you have enough earned income, W-2 wages, basically showing the IRS that you make some money, and you make more than $12,000 per year, gosh, I hope that you do, because if you don't and you have a spouse, then I'm sorry, boys, but she's probably not going to be with you very long.
You need a job.
No, I don't want a job.
But as long as you make $12,000, so the max for both you and your spouse, then you can open up what's called a spousal Roth IRA for her or him. But this only applies if it is your spouse. This doesn't work if it's your girlfriend. This doesn't work if it's your fiance. So if you have someone that you haven't committed to yet, well, as Beyonce says, it's time to put a ring on it. Better put a ring on it. Another cool thing that you could do if you have kids and they have earned income is open up a custodial Roth IRA. Basically a Roth IRA for your kids. Once again, this has to be earned income. So lawn mowing money, babysitting money, all of this stuff that is paid under the table, that is paid in cash, like if it's not reported to the IRS, then it doesn't work. And this is something I've been able to do with my kids because guess what? I have employed them. So they are actually employees of the business, helping out with, filing and shredding and also a lot of our social media promotion. So I've been able to open up a Roth IRA for them. Now, this really doesn't help me out, but it is going to help them out have a huge amount of tax-free money waiting for them. Can we go ahead and take a minute and acknowledge how awesome their dad is? I mean, can we? We should. All right, moving on to number 3. And number 3 is getting phased out. And this is not talking about getting phased out with your career or getting phased out and not getting picked for kickball, because that's never fun, not getting picked for kickball. Not like that never happened to me before because just because I always got out, was I a liability? I don't know. I should have been kicked for kickball. What were we talking about again? Oh yeah. Sorry, just had some childhood stuff come up. Essentially what the IRS is saying here is that when you make too much money, when you have hashtag rich people problems, you can't participate in the Roth IRA.
I'm really rich.
So what are these phase out limits? So if you are single, and if you're making more than $139,000 a year, or if you're married filing joint and you make $206,000 a year, then guess what? You can't play with the Roth IRA. And once again, that's one of those maybe good people problems to have, but there are 2 different ways that you can get around this and still participate. The first way that you can still participate is actually pretty simple, is that if you are making 401k contributions, those are tax deductible. So that will decrease your income, therefore decreasing what your modified adjusted gross income is. And if you've ever seen the initials of modified adjusted gross income, it says MAGI. Maggie, or I always think it looks like Magwai or Mogwai. From that movie Gremlins? Those things were just so cute, those little Mogwais.
Gizmo. He seems to like it.
So let's say that you're single making $139,000 a year, but you were able to put in $10,000 into your 401k. Guess what? You can also then put in to the Roth IRA. So we got some pre-tax money over here. We got our tax-free money over here. That's a good thing to celebrate. All right, the second way that you can participate if you make too much money and have those rich people problems is doing what's called the backdoor Roth IRA. Now, back in the day, this was one of those really secret type things that only rich people knew about, but now like everybody knows about, and it's really not that much of a secret. So I don't know why the IRS still makes it feel like it's a secret, but essentially what you're doing is opening up a non-deductible IRA. So you're opening up a traditional IRA, you don't get any tax deduction, and then you could do a Roth IRA conversion going straight into that Roth IRA money. Now, there are some tax complications that could exist with this, and if you're not sure what those are, be sure to check out my other video. It's actually a wealth board video, this thing over here, where I talk about the Roth IRA conversion in great detail. It is something that you can take advantage of, and really there are no income restrictions or limitations. It's something that I took advantage of many, many years ago, and it worked out very well for me. Once again, check out that video if you want to know more about it, but the gist is that you can still play with the Roth IRA even with those rich people problems. Moving on to number 4. Number 4, we're talking about contributions, or the money that you put in. And this is one of those things, as a former financial advisor, I really didn't like to tell my clients because I feel like it just gave them a free pass to take the money anytime they wanted. But many people don't realize this about the Roth, and this is just another reason why I love it. So anytime you put money in, all the money that you put in, you have access to at any time. I am going to repeat myself so that you heard that. Listen. All the money that you put into the Roth IRA, you can take out at any time. You put it in, you take it out. You put it in, you take it out.
Do the hokey pokey and turn around. That's what it's all about.
Yes, yes, yes. You have access to your contributions, or the money that you put in, at any time. It's the earnings that has to stay there until retirement. So what that means is, let's say you've got $100 and you invest it and it turns into $100. Well, the $100 you put in, you can take out. It's this money that has to stay until retirement. Does that make sense? I hope so. Now there is one stipulation. If you put $100 in and you put it into a really bad investment, say a bad stock pick or a crappy mutual fund, and all of a sudden that $100 investment gets cut in half. Oh no, you can't take your $100 back because it's not worth $100 anymore. You can only take back what it's worth. I totally just ripped up a $100 bill for this video. I mean, this is what you do for YouTube. I mean, if this doesn't get me a like, I don't know what does. I gotta get some Scotch tape. Jeff, I said it before and I'll say it again. You're crazy. All right, with number 5, we're going back to Johnny G here and with his credit union Roth IRA dilemma. And what we're talking about here is how or what do you invest inside the Roth? But just to help you fully understand how this works, I'm going to incorporate some props so that it really sinks in. All right, welcome to my daughter's bedroom, and for this illustration, I've got some of her props so that you can understand. All right, so Johnny G, he's talking about his Roth IRA at the credit union that's not making any interest. So the one thing that you need to remember is that the Roth IRA is an investment vehicle, just like this pink Volkswagen, this pink Barbie car. And as the investment vehicle, you can decide which investments or which passengers go inside this Roth IRA vehicle. You ultimately have that decision. You have that say. So that means that if you want to put individual stocks, if you want to put individual bonds, if you want to put mutual funds or ETFs, then you have that ultimate choice. You can decide what passengers go inside that Roth IRA vehicle. But in Johnny G's case, he has gone to a credit union, and what it sounds like, and I see this all the time, is that many credit unions, small banks, regional banks may not offer traditional investments like mutual funds, individual stocks, etc. So when you open up a Roth IRA there, all you're going to get access to put inside your Roth IRA vehicle are CDs or money market or savings. And when you're not, and right now, as you know, savings accounts are paying next to nothing. So if you've had your Roth IRA at a credit union that doesn't offer traditional investments, then you're only making what interest is paying. And that's what it sounds like is why Johnny G needs to move his Roth IRA somewhere else and start making some real money. All kidding aside, do you have a Roth IRA? Because if you want to be like Barbie, that has nothing to do with the Roth IRA. Anyway, no, seriously though, the Roth IRA is one of the greatest investment tools, and if you don't have it in your tool belt or your toolbox, then you're missing out. You truly are. And I hope that this was informational, you know, with all the kids props and all the information I shared, to at least entice you to start or open a Roth IRA. If you're not sure where to start or where to start investing your money with the Roth, well, let me just give you another reason to subscribe, because I've got another video where I'm going to break down some of the best places to start a Roth IRA if you are a beginner. That video is coming up, but you're only going to see it if you subscribe and hit that notification bell. All right, y'all, until next time, this is Jeff Rose. Remind you that it's your money, it's your life, and only you can make it awesome. And make it awesome with some Barbie in your life, because that's what I'm doing. Peace.